So I always do a quick demo just so you guys know what the heck we're doing with stuff. You should be able to see me in there. Red, orange, and yellow guy.
Yes.
Blue beard.
Yes.
So with this guy, we're going to be looking for those cold spots. Me being the red, orange, and yellow guy, sorry fellas, but that means I'm the hottest thing inside the frame right now. Yes, there's a joke. Aha, I got it. By the way, bridal parties, that slays. Some drunken girl's already on the ground. Yeah. With that, the cold spots are going to be blue and black. I want them to take shape or to move. When I say take shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms, and legs. Ooh. That's what we've caught with this guy in the past. That's hopefully what we'll capture with it again. So I love to give you stats about what you're about to use because I'm not a TV show host and I'm not a YouTuber. I've captured about 4 to 5 pieces on this guy per year that I would put my stamp of approval on that it was something paranormal, not per episode. So hopefully you guys are going to see the point. I'm not here to make stuff up. I want to find this stuff as much as you guys do. So the cool thing I have set up about this guy is there's a blue dot bouncing around the screen. You might not be able to see it from the angle that you're at, but it's there to show you the coldest spot in the frame at that particular moment. It's about 44 degrees out here for us ambient. I look for 15 plus degree temperature drops. So we're looking for anything that's 29 degrees or colder, but I also want it to move. In this type of weather, it's going to like stop on windshields and glass and aluminum cans and signs. Those things aren't moving. So I want these things to actually move across the screen as well. So again, I have dozens of those where things are moving across the screen, nice and ice cold. But at the same time, like that blue or black like apparitional type thing coming up is about 4 to 5 times per year. So I just like to give you guys a perspective of what this actually looks like. So Mac, I think we're going to go
in this section right here. I'm going to be in this quadrant.
Is that recording?
Yeah.
Here, Carmen.
I'm looking for candid camera. I almost got cut out again. What's supposed to show up on our cameras now?
Shadows moving. Humanoid form. So yeah, so what is it like? What do we do with the number? Like I just got a 14.0.
Over 25.
Over 25. We've already reached.
25.
We've already
Oh.
reached like 34 or something.
Okay.
Was our highest. So
31.1. Oh, 58.2.
there we go.
74.
So it doesn't go too much higher.
55, 85.3. All pointed, all when I've got it in this direction. 50.1.
Remember, it's basically it's not where you're pointing it. It's
Right.
literally measuring it for you.
Okay.
So it's not gonna like shot it at the church. So you're gonna pick up on
Right,
the church.
okay. Well, now it's all going down. But
Okay.
Okay.
We're still gonna keep it above 25. So anything above 25.
anything about 25?
Yeah, because that little blinky light device is explaining it very. That's what we use on TV. So now we've already passed that. So let's just get everything here past that. That's
Okay.
where we're at. If it goes to like triple digits of like 100 or more, like let me know immediately. And we'll round it up. Like that.
Okay.
And what does that mean?
It's electricity in the air. So measuring how much electricity is around us. There are nights that come in here and we have like zeros.
Okay.
And so why is that a bad thing in itself?
We have epilepsy.
Oh, okay.
Can cause all kinds of things.
It has nothing to do with the position of the wires above
Those
us.
transformers are way too high for us to detect. And even if it did, it would still be like minuscule, like 2s and 3s, like
Okay.
not the normal 18 to 22s. that I normally get. 18 to 22 is an average of what I see out of this space. 5 out of 7 hits a week.
Okay.
But yeah, the highest I've ever seen that thing go has been here. Like, and I've been doing this a long. Don't get me wrong, 18 to 22 is like nothing to see that at another location. But for this location, that's normal.
Okay.
How's our word list? Sorry, I've been trying to keep Terry company.
Exciting. We got field behind, boot, shell, machine.
It's all pretty big stuff. I mean, the field could be relative to Big Guns we talked
Brad,
about
we
earlier.
got Brad
And I'm just looking for dark shadows, is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. Blues and blacks. And that blue dot would default to the sky every time, just so you know, because there's no surface on the sky. So like what you got there is basically like the gap between the building, like right next to the
Right.
You got somebody going to their car back there. Down the street. There's a mountain here, a creek. So therefore I wrote it down.
You're fucked, Terry. There's some shadowy figure about to choke you to death.
Nice. Charlie Riley. help you.
Oh
Look.
shit! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Don't mess with me.
Can we get out of this parking lot there?
Alright. Evan, anything?
What?
Anything else coming through? Now that I kind of gave you some focus. Communication. Anything else on your Southern. Alright. So the numbers are miles ago. You'll see.
Okay.
So we're gonna hang on to this guy, and you'll see why here in just a few minutes. I just gave him a voice recorder that can hear a frog fart from a mile away. Like that thing is ridiculous. It can literally hear every rustle, every step we take, the whole 9 yards. By the way, if you have a camera, hit those record buttons if you haven't already. If other people come through here, whether they're tourists or not, whether tour guides, we just point our cameras at the ground. Again, we don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. So, welcome to Philadelphia Avenue. This place, every ghost tour comes down here. I know it doesn't look like it now, but I didn't know what to expect this time of night. So normally by the time I get here on my normal nights, it's still empty like this for me. So I was like, oh, it's probably going to be full of other tours. I was going to take this out of my route, but this guy started following me around from space to space because we are always near a place of raised emotion for him from my old route. So let's kind of talk about what this place used to be. Basically, like I said, we're going to stir things up and we're going to leave. We're going to go up and around the corner, and then we could pass around those headphones so everybody can kind of see what the smile is going through as, you know, at the end of this, so you can see what he's looking around like, holy cow, there is a lot.
The wind is.
Oh, I got a windscreen. Bringing that up. We don't want the wind to ruin it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I would take the headphones off your ears when we put this on, because it'll blow near.
Make your fingers near the lens.
Hmm?
I think your finger might be near the lens.
No, it's over here.
That's all rusty in there.
Yeah. No,
That's weird. Everything's like
Forward
red.
vision is that right here.
There you go.
Forward.
How do you say
Oh,
that?
yes, of course.
Alright, so this place used to be called Jewelers Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. So I say some of the duels because dueling was illegal. They had to basically find hiding spots. This just happened to be one of those crazy ones. So we all tell the same story down here, and I'm going to give you a few extra details. But we've had the letters R.I. show up only when I bring up Ralph's name, not Rhode Island. However, I broke that device, which is why we're not using it tonight. Somebody dropped it, I tried to fix it, and I broke it even further. So you guys got the point. Moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, hey man, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Why don't you come with me? We'll go to 59 Church Street, arrive some friends, and we'll rent you a room. You'll be safe. Good to go. Doc took him up on the offer, and the two gentlemen became friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. Proving his point, he's not after Amanda's money, he's making his own. He started his practice here. So, oh, he accidentally gets it.
Oh,
There we go.
okay.
Yeah.
That was that one. Oh.
Alright, so, what's up?
John said the same.
Completely up to you. Who do you want to switch with?
I don't know anyone.
You want to switch it?
Do you wanna-
format?
Try this?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Why?
So, the doctor's making all this money. Amanda gets wind of this, and she's moving down here, so they could be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling. And I am putting together well, it's already out there, I just haven't had any bookings for you because it's still new. A Dead Writers of Charleston tour. So it's, so that is,
I'm trying to think of what famous writers are from the Charleston area.
so we have Josephine Pinckney is on my list, Henry Timrod, Rudolph Seedling. He wasn't a writer per se, but was owner and editor for the Postal Courier. Lovecraft was a big fan of Charleston, so I put him in there because it's an Edgar Allan Poe story that derives from this location.
obviously I was a high school English teacher for a while, but I focused more on plays than I did novels.
Gotcha.
Because that's just, I mean, that's
Sure. How's the words? What do we got going on there?
Consecutive, rigid, scruple, toll, mood, position, portal.
We get the word scruple down here quite a bit.
Consecutive.
Yeah. So actually, it listens quite well. So with that, now we can hear me. Evan, we're gonna put that guy away, and you're gonna take over Uncle Lyle's meter, so you can handle that.
Oh, I thought that was a constant loud noise.
Yeah, it's actually a lot. When you take it off is when like that shock factor comes into play.
You're looking for anything above, what did we set it?
2.5.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah,
we
it was per location. We
Okay.
change it up. So at each, like the next location, it normally reads flat zeros. So if you get anything, I'm excited. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Wait, 2.25 or 225?
2.5.
2.5.
2.5. So the word scruple, like that showed up here last night. I want to say it was last week it showed up here as well. So I was, okay, that's the third time that we've actually seen that word show up here. So that's an interesting term. Did you hear anything else? I got to write down Ramsey, and it was George, was it?
Yeah, and then 6-2 mother. When I was saying 6-2, it was like, I think it was reading out from the
Yeah, but still, when you get the word mother, that's when I'm like, that's the story I don't want to tell.
Oh no.
Let me just tuck these away real quick, and then we will go up and around the corner to the cemetery. I'll tell you what's going on there. That's a very quick and short story, so we can actually just get to work. So, ready to wheels up? Ready?
Wheels up.
All right,
Can you
let's
hold
do
this
it.
for a second while I get up?
Oh, is this screen like wiggly? All right.
Thank you, sir.
You want to go? You want to sit?
I'm okay.
You take advantage of the good side, the good part here.
Hey, let me get in. Oh, Lyle, take his Jimmy. Or I'll take your Jimmy. Lyle's already got my Jimmy. Hold on, I'm gonna break your hand. Oh, okay, here we go. I don't even know what I did to it last time. Thank you, Cormac. That's very nice of you.
Yeah, we got a bit of a slant.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. We got some obstacles here. Ooh. I don't know about these bumps. You want me to get out?
No, you're good.
Oh, Jesus. That's what you said. Oh!
No, you're
Oh!
good. It's not my ass. You're good.
Oh!
There's a cemetery. There's a cemetery.
It's right across the street from where we are. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Cormac.
This one's quick. The ghost hunter should never say weird voices, right? But anyway, so this is St. Philip's Church, like I mentioned earlier. So yes, they're just working on it. It normally doesn't have all this scaffolding on it. But this is one of our. The reason why we're stopping here is, first off, there's two sides to their cemetery. Do you guys know the difference between a cemetery and a graveyard?
I feel like I should, but I can't put my finger on it.
The easiest way to remember it is that the house needs a yard. So the graveyard is always on the same property as the church. The cemetery is off-site. That's the easiest way to remember it. So we are going to be on the cemetery side. The reason why this particular church has two, one on either side of the street, is because if you're a native Charlestonian, you're born here, and you went to that church, you can be buried in the graveyard next to the church. So Eliza's husband and her nephew, the signer of the Constitution, are both buried over next to the church because they're from here. But our 7th Vice President, John Calhoun, is not from here, so he's buried in the cemetery across the street. So, yeah, and Calhoun was actually moved several times because they weren't sure if he was from here or not, so they just picked up his sarcophagus and kept moving him back and forth until they figured it out. Well, he's not from here, he's actually from Colombia.
Is the church still active?
Yeah.
So does that still go for their congregation, that if they're from?
I would imagine so. Like, that's always been a thing, so.
Am I supposed to be recording?
Not yet. So,
It's still on.
yeah, exactly. All right. So the reason why we're even here is because we're about to talk about another fire. So 1796, there's a fire raging through Charleston, and it's headed this way towards St. Philip's Church. So the city didn't want this beautiful, very tall steeple to catch fire. So what they did was they blew up another church to try to create an oxygen pocket for the fire to go in that direction. That was the French Huguenot church, one block down. So obviously this did not work, and it didn't even go in that direction. And St. Philip's Church did capture the fire. So it's on fire, and somebody sees it down by the wharves. He's a slave. His name is Boney. And he sees it all the way from down there because it's him in his master's church, and he runs up here from 3 blocks away and scales the building. There's nothing to hang on to climb it, so he literally just scaled it to get up to the top of it and starts pulling the burning shingles off the church, essentially saving the building. So it was a pretty big deal for Boney. Well, the parish seen what he did, and they basically came together with all their funds and they purchased his freedom for him. It cost just over $700. So doesn't seem like much today, but that would have been quite a bit back then. So we're going to go 100 years after that. So we're going to be looking for, when we get up to the cemetery, Boney has always said to stay near the church to help protect it. So he is said to be seen as the gray man inside this cemetery. So it's an interesting point because this is where we've caught those giant orbs that I was telling you about that are like intelligently moving. They don't like just stop and go or like just sweep across the screen. They are moving in different directions and different sizes. But about 100 years later, there's a young girl that lives on the other side of the church. Her name is Sally. She's hanging out with her friends, and she's a little bit of a smartass. So we're talking like late 1800s at this point. Her friends dared her to go into the cemetery at night and put a cane over Boney's grave, and they would go retrieve it the next day to prove that she did it. She took them up on the dare, and in the middle of the night, she snuck into the cemetery, and she ran to the back where she thought Boney's grave was, and got scared, and started to run out, and then realized she forgot to leave the cane behind for her friends to find. She runs back in, gets scared again, but stakes the cane into the ground before she starts to run out again, and she couldn't run out, and frightened herself to death. She staked the hem of her nightgown into the ground when she staked the cane into the ground. So I know that this seems like an old wives' tale, because it pretty much is. So the whole point of why I'm even telling you these stories is because one night when I was going through the data for the story I don't like to tell you across the streets, I'm going through the spirit box recording, and I do get a disembodied voice. I mean, it wasn't the radio chatter. Most radio chatter, like, pinpoints over like 2 to 3 different channels. This went over 5. There was a young girl's voice, Sally, and there was no break in it. I knew I'd read a Sally story somewhere, started diving in, but I want to see how much of this is actually legitimate. It's been hard to find anything relevant to a child that died between those ages of 12 and 14 with the name of Sally, because it could have been short for a lot of people. So when we get up there, if we get anything, by the way, when you Google that thing, it's going to give you numbers. It's creating the energy. So, yeah, every time you like wiggle it like that, it's going to give you at least a little bit of a number. So you want to kind of like just hold it and move slowly around just like you are right now. So if you get a 2.5 or higher, I want to know what's going on.
Oh, is that like that's 4.6 earlier?
So again, with me truly not believing in coincidences and seeing the patterns here, like you're going to hear things from the commercial DJs and song lyrics.
Right. It's just it's changed channels so fast that it's parts of words, so I can't.
Well, that's right. I sped that one up because he was struggling with the slower speed. So when we get up there, I'll slow it down for you. With the cameras, we definitely want them like right up against the fence. So if you guys like pan it back and forth a little bit, you know where your zoom is. You'll be able to zoom in and out. Remember, it's at the top up here.
Yeah.
And I'll have to get you back to night vision since the screen is closed.
Oh, sorry.
Where are we at on the word list before we go up there?
Track, Aaron, enormous, husband, legislative.
Husband and legislative is good. Again, I just told you that the two Charles Pinkeys are right across the street. Who's
Aaron.
I don't know. How's it spelled?
A-A-R-O.
So is it Aaron Burr from your Hamilton that you talked about?
Oh, that's emotion.
There is an error.
Who knows? By the way, this is the area that we are not allowed in. That I was telling you about the pirate location, and the reason I bring it up is because we still get bleed over. Even when we're up there next to the cemetery, we're still next to this space. We'll still get pirate stuff that will come through. We got a few pieces from last night. It's a little vague, but it's still definitely relevant to hands on it. And the only reason I would bring people here is that's the powder magazine. That building was being built at the same time that Anne Bonny was coming here to start her new life. We don't have many buildings she would recognize. That's the oldest government building in South Carolina.
The one with the Irish cross?
Those are actually the first earthquake bolts at Charleston.
Wow, that big monster?
Yep. And when you get close to them, they're actually bowed off the building or something. So, all right, let's go up to the cemetery and take a look and see what we got.
We got you.
Oh, we're still moving. Okay. We're still. Thank you, Cormac. My nephews are supposed to do this, but oh boy. That's why I keep my feet right there.
Just remember do a forward roll, honey, if you fall off.
That's why I keep my feet out for brace.
I think that was Bonnie doing that.
That was Bonnie. We're coming up. Oh, we got it. I keep my feet out for
Well,
brace.
I mean, look at the bright side. We can leave at the graveyard. I think I've sealed myself.
How'd you do that?
I don't know.
Oh, did I mess it up?
There you go.
Not that I know. No.
No, the rest of my body isn't. It's really only my hands. Putting it down his pants.
Yeah. He's put it down. Is that what you said?
That's why I was getting the numbers when you were shaking.
Tough to tell. I haven't seen anything that would strike me straight away as not that I can discern, but then you might see something that I wouldn't see, you know.
I captured a few pieces out of that thing right here. It's still fun to tell to watch.
Yeah. He keeps wanting me to see something. I keep telling him to see.
He keeps wanting me to hear stuff. And this is like the most annoying road trip ever. Because the radio is.
For fuck's sake, it's gone again.
Heck, I mean, things are gonna go wrong, especially in this kind of weather. We'll give this another minute just because Lyle's still
So will you be able to catch some of the stuff that we couldn't?
Yeah, that's why I spot check it.
Okay.
Number 7 just came up. Yeah.
It's not a.
Dude, you're fired.
Still not. No, it hasn't come on since you
Oh.
did it for me last time.
It's running. What was that?
Have the name Megan.
Ooh.
Megan.
You having battery issues at this point?
This is running it. It's cold.
It is.
So.
I concur.
There we go. Again, we're just gonna give him another minute because we're looking for that extra number, and then we'll wrap it up. You got something going on?
Rose up on me again.
You broke it.
I did. I don't want to disturb him to dead.
How much longer is this supposed to go on?
You keep saying one more.